What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke. You're watching StrengthAddicts Kentucky here on Instagram, brought to you courtesy of TitanMedicalCenter.com, your go-to source for all the amazing therapies, and Amazon's Fit Mag. Celebrate the female physique. I've got the man right here, Mr. Brent Jones, and he's made a lot of news because he resigned from the NPC and the Pro League, and I just want to give him a little bit of a platform here. This was unexpected. We weren't going to do it this way, but here we are.
Yeah, well, hello, everybody. So I resigned about 2 weeks ago. It's been leading up for a while. So about a year ago, well, actually, it's been longer than that, but I had two officials from the IFBB tell me the pro shows were fixed. One went into detail, separate occasions, went into detail how they're fixed. So, yeah, I was scheduled to do a pro show in the Kentucky Muscle, and, the more I thought about it, I just felt dirty. So I just decided to, after the Derby show in April, I just decided to cancel it. So I canceled it, and then I guess that was late. It had to be late April, early May. And I gave an excuse that it was economics. Partly, but mostly it was just because I didn't want to be a part of the shows being fixed. And I have no proof of it, just what these officials were telling me. And so I just canceled it. And then soon after that, the Washington Post contacted me. I guess it was late May. And they wanted help with their articles. And at the time, it was only going to be, I think, 5 or 6 articles. They laid out a pretty compelling case to me of what was going on. Alleged allegations of abuse to the women, show fixing, things like that. And I got to tell you, I just was mad at first. And then I was angry because I felt like I was duped for about 20 years. And then, I thought about it and, I got scared, because I knew that this is going to be the end of my career with the NPC and IFBB Pro League. I may never compete, or I may never promote again after this. Scared I was going to lose money. Scared I was going to get kicked out. And I thought about it, and that was just no reason, really. I needed to help. Morally and ethically, I needed to help. So I help the Washington Post. I'm still helping them. And, I did the Kentucky Muscle because everybody was training for it. We had a great show. I appreciate everybody coming out, competing, and attending. And then after the show, I tendered my resignation.
So have you actually spoken to anybody? I mean, you've been promoting since 2002. Have you stayed in contact with, judges and officials?
I'm kind of ostracized right now. I think I'm toxic. Nobody wants to talk to me.
That's crazy, man. I don't know what that feels like, honestly.
So I knew going into this, I knew it was going to be blowback. I knew I was going to lose friends, and I knew I was going to get making a lot of enemies.
But I got to tell you, I mean, you're the only promoter in the country, maybe in the world, that's actually stood up.
Yeah. I was surprised about that because I thought, I couldn't stand thinking that I love the sport of bodybuilding.
Right.
I absolutely love it. And in particular, the women's part, because it's harder for them, And this is my first year in 15 years. I didn't have a pro figure. And I love that division. It gives you that glamour. It's still real feminine, but then you've got that athletic body.
Sure.
And to me, when the ladies, they hit their mark. They're in condition, their color scheme, their hair, and their presentation, and they just hit it. I mean, it's inspiring. I mean, it's incredibly inspiring.
What I think is insane, Brent, is the fact how many people we have in here and not a single person has left a comment. I think that really speaks volumes. Why do you think that is?
I think people are scared. Look, these people can't do anything to you. They can't do a thing to you. I mean, I left, and I was scared too. But they're just people. So.
And so, is this it for you promoting wise, or no?
I'll be making an announcement soon. I'll be making an announcement soon.
Now, this is the first time I've done an Instagram live. We're in my like private office. It's the first time I've ever done this, and so like you only see like half of me and
Yeah.
most of Brent. But we're going to be doing an interview after this, where we'll go into more in depth. I think it's amazing what you're doing, Brent. You're one of the best promoters out there. Kudos to you, buddy.
Thanks.
And that's from ProFit Wellness. And then we've got.
That's great.
It's shocking how few people even dare to mention the article. Everyone is afraid.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to read who says that.
So the big news is the class action lawsuit. Lisa Bloom texted out today. So for you guys that don't know Lisa Bloom, she handled Harvey Weinstein, I think Bill Cosby, and some other cases on sexual.
She got Bill O'Reilly fired from Fox News.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
A really, really big deal.
Yeah, there you go. So she's looks like she's taking up the case, and I posted a press release. So if anybody knows anything, you can contact this number and the email. It's all confidential. Your name will never be released. But this will give the ladies some justice, well-deserved justice.
And a lot of people ask me, like, why am I covering this? Well, why wouldn't I be covering this? Brent is the biggest promoter in this region, lives in Louisville. I live in Louisville.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I cover this? And again, I think that, everybody's looking at you. And I don't know if any other promoters are going to follow suit, but I thought it was really important to get you on here just to show people. I mean, like Brent said, what are they going to do to you?
Nothing. What are you going to? They're not going to allow you to compete. I mean, there's other organizations,
Right.
and it's a shame because this industry could be $1 billion industry. Jake, I hope you're listening. So the way Weider did things was the bodybuilding was their marketing arm. The magazines was their marketing channel. Their money line was supplements and equipment. That was the Bitcoin of the 1980s and 90s. The payload today is digital products and digital services. And nobody's even touched it in our sport. And you're talking about a worldwide market that could be tapped. That's what I'd like to see happen. And that will raise the sea level up for everybody. I would love to see, and I was doing this when I was promoting really hard, trying to get mainstream companies to come in. I had Microsoft, I had Brown-Forman, I had Kentucky One, I had others coming in. And I was making headways. And my goal was to be able to get sponsorships for, the athletes. It's real sponsorships. Worth real money. I'd love to see somebody get, $500,000 or $1 million sponsorship. That means other companies are interested.
Absolutely.
Outside the industry.
But I mean, one thing that I don't feel that you ever got your due for was getting bodybuilding on the Kentucky Derby roster.
Oh gosh, that was so hard. I mean, that was so hard to do. But I tell you, this proves my point. Once I got onto the register for the Kentucky Derby Festival, the Gannett called me the same day. And they said, Brent, this is not what we do, but we'll come in and cover your event. We're going to do 20 pictures, have them online. It's going to be a small coverage. And they came in. Matt Stone came in, did a great job, did 20 pictures, put them out online. Within 30 days, they had like 1 million people view those pictures. And I got a call from the editor, said, you know what, Brent, we had nearly 1 million people look at these pictures, No matter what you do in the future, we're in. So, that's the type of opportunities when you get mainstream companies involved,
And one thing too, I remember for a little bit, I was like kind of in the fold, peripheries of the fold, however you want to talk about it. But I remember a gentleman whose name I won't mention, not because I'm afraid of him, but who gives a shit. But he said you will never have a pro qualifier at either one of your shows. Why do you think that would be?
I'm not in the network. I'm not in the good old boy network. And I'm an honest person. And but that's a shame because the Derby, it got worldwide press.
Absolutely,
it got worldwide press. I would get emails from Africa and Ukraine, and people covering the event. And it's a shame. It's really a shame.
Do you think any other promoters in Kentucky are thinking about doing what you did or would have this?
Well, I still have the contract with the Kentucky Derby. So, and I'll make an announcement later about that. And I own the Kentucky Muscle.
That's actually very, very important to note that another promoter can't come into Louisville, say from Lexington or from somewhere else, and take your shows over. They can't do that. They can't take Kentucky Muscle or...
No, I own both. I own the contract for the Kentucky Derby Festival, and then I own Kentucky Muscle completely. Yeah. Trademark, copyright, and everything.
Absolutely, because Kentucky Muscle is not, I don't want to say just, but it's not just a show. It's also a clothing brand. People wear it all over the place. People know it. It's an iconic name.
Yeah.
So Brent's not about to give that up. And so the other question I have, and we're going to do this video afterwards, where there's going to be some other things we're going to talk about, some of the allegations. There's contest rigging allegations.
Alleged.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because that could not possibly happen in bodybuilding. But these allegations and some other things we're going to talk about in the video. And again, Brent knows a lot of stuff, so we don't want to put out anything. There's a potential lawsuit taking place and some other things, documentary. But the morality clauses, the ethics clauses.
Oh, I had to deal with it myself. So I was called into the convention center one year. I can't remember what happened. And they had a big meeting. I had all the vice presidents. The president was there. And they brought up the contract. And they explicitly said about the ethics clause. And I think it had to do with something with the bikini competitors or something. Mm-hmm. But, it was a zero tolerance. They told me that they could shut down the contest the day of the show. And that's ironclad.
Yeah, and that's alarming because, again, we're not talking about guilt. We're not talking about, facts. We're just talking about the fact that, well, I guess we are talking about the fact that, Lisa Bloom's involved, which is, huge attorney, possible documentary, front page Washington. I mean, again, the Washington Post is not a tabloid, I don't think, to you?
No. Well, Jeff Bezos owns it. That's Amazon, so he's got more money than anything. So,
again, I don't understand. Again, maybe I'm not that smart of a guy, but I don't understand that letter that went out to promoters. And the letter said, show it to whoever wants to see it. And they're calling the allegations ridiculous. They're calling it tabloid journalism. They're saying they're unsubstantiated. That's like spitting in the face of Jeff Bezos, I would think, right?
I would, if I was Jeff Bezos, I would take exception to it. And I think they have, because what started out, I think it was 5 or 6 articles. Now it's like 10.
Yeah.
And it may expand more. And Desmond Butler is George Butler's son. Yeah. And George did the documentary. So, and to talk to Desmond, I mean, he's like the nicest guy. I mean, really soft-spoken. Right. But man, I tell you, he goes for the juggler. I mean, I was reading his stuff and I'm like, holy cow.
Right.
And, is this the same guy I've been talking to?
Yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm so happy that you joined me here.
Thank you.
And we're going to do a little video here. We'll put out at StrengthAddicts.com. I know you guys all want links to this. We'll put a link to this. But I also want to have something that we could put on YouTube and Facebook as well. And maybe we'll do another one of these at some point.
Yeah, we could do it in a couple weeks when a couple more articles come out. And I can give you a backstory on them.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to show you guys that, you can speak out. And I'm pretty sure we're both going to go to our homes tonight and nothing's going to happen to us. You definitely don't want to do anything to this guy, but we'll leave it at that. You definitely don't. But let's read this last one. People think they're protected, and I'm not even screening these. I'm just reading them out loud. People think they're protecting our sport by staying quiet, but you are the one who is really protecting it and advocating for it.
That's right. When good people fail to act, evil prevails. And I tell you, when they approached me, I was scared. I tell you, because I was like, all right, initially the articles was going to come out in September, end of September, beginning of October, right before my show. And I knew if I helped them out, I was like, I'm screwed. I mean, I'm going to lose everything. And, I just said, I can't do it. Morally, enough. It's just enough. Somebody's got to make a stand. So I decided to help out.
Well, I got to tell you, you got serious courage. And, no one else has done it. No one else has stood up. No one. And,
there's plenty of people helped out. There's hundreds that helped out.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that's cool. And
there's not too many came public, but
Brent, you are highly regarded around the country! Exclamation mark. Absolutely. And again, I think what you're doing here is huge. And I think, again, look, there are people that are actively being punished for commenting on posts. And I've got to tell you, that is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No one here is scared of you.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
I mean, and again, there's like Brent said, they can't do anything to you. They can't do anything to you. We all love bodybuilding.
Oh, I love the sport. You know, it's just like it's. I've been in it my whole life,
Right.
and that's why I got in promoting. I'm not a personal trainer. I don't own a gym. You know, I just wanted to build the sport up. You know,
That's an interesting question from OCB. By the way, huge kudos to the OCB. OCB Kentucky has been very supportive. But they say, how many female promoters are there in MPC? I know Whitney Weiser. That's all I know.
not many. Not many. Off the top of my hand, I think I can count four. You know,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
not many.
Not
You
many.
know?
Not many. Good question. Thank you for
Yeah.
that question, OCB Arkansas. So again, guys, stay tuned. You're one, Mayberry Michelle. And again, guys, I am so sorry if I'm reading out your names with your comments. I know that a lot of people are being punished for that, so I'm trying not to do that. I do apologize if I get anybody jammed up for that. But we've seen some pretty prominent people in here, some officials in here. And again, thank you for that. And again, thank you to everybody. Have you received any like off the record support?
Yeah, I got a lot of support. A lot of I wouldn't call them threats, but you know. Veil's threats, I guess that would be correct. But a lot of support. A lot of support.
Everyone with a pulse knows what has been going on. Thank you for speaking up. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for
we all
watching.
know what's going on. I mean, it's a you know a very bad secret, you know, because everybody knows it, and it's time to take a stand, folks. You know, don't be scared of these people. You know, again, go to my Facebook page, Kentucky Muscle, and there is a post there about the press release, and if you want to contribute, please do. Don't be scared. They can't do anything. This is for the class action lawsuit, and that, you know, I think they're going to go after them. You know, it looks like hundreds of millions they're after.
All those unsubstantiated claims, apparently.
Yeah,
right?
you know the alleged abuse.
What an idiot. I don't know who wrote that letter, but Jesus, what a moron.
Yeah, you basically calling the ladies the liars.
Yeah,
you know?
basically.
I mean,
That's great PR, guys.
Yeah,
Real good
great.
PR. Awesome. Well, thank you, Brent, very much.
Thank you for having
We're
me,
going to
guys.
do a video here afterwards that I'll put out at StrengthAddicts.com. And, of course, I'm going to give it to Brent, the original, also to put out at Kentucky Muscle platforms.
Will do.
So, thanks, guys.
Take care.
All right.